going? Daddy's driving. Manha! Where is baby? Manha, let's see your fairy tale, Shoro. This is Manha's fairy tale. Manha, sit down nicely, baby. Sit down nicely, okay? Where is baby? What is baby doing, baby Janu Bacha?
Baby is so bored.
Baby's so bored?
Yeah.
And Ayan, are you bored? Ayan, are you feeling bored? No. It's a big bridge. What
White
bridge
stone.
is this? White stone?
White stone bridge.
White stone bridge. Wow. দেখতে সুন্দর লাগে দেখো ডাউনে যাওয়ার সময় দেখতে ভালো লাগে হ্যাঁ এটা ট্রাম্পের গলফ ক্লাব রাইট কিন্তু গলফ ক্লাবটার তো অবস্থা খুব খারাপ ওই যে ট্রাম্প লিঙ্ক লেখা আছে এই গাড়িটার জন্য দেখতে পাচ্ছি না এখানে হেলিপ্যাড আছে না থাকার তো কথা
Give me a seat. But here we go. That's the water. That's
in the world and was named a National Historic Landmark in 1967. Just up the hill on Side B, past the large rock outcropping, is the Rock Garden. It's home to an incredible selection of unusual flowers and plants from around the world that are grown in, around, and on rocks, including some of the smallest plants in the Botanical Garden. On Side A, you'll see a collection of pines and other palm-bearing plants. That's the Arthur and Janet Ross Conifer Arboretum. There are more than 1,000 pines, spruces, firs, and other conifers in this collection, including many venerable trees planted in the 1890s, right after the garden was established.
Beyond the conifers lies the Botanical Garden's crown jewel, the Enid A. Houck Conservatory, completed in 1902. Inside, you can explore an acre under glass, a journey that takes you from tropical rainforest habitats to dry deserts. Filled with thousands of plants, it is an absolute wonder and the anchor for the garden's exhibition program.
Ahead, at the top of the hill, is the Lester T. Mertz Library Building, completed in 1901. In front is the Lillian Goldman Fountain of Life, which was inspired by the Baroque fountains of Rome.
The Mertz Library is home to more than 11 million items. The oldest is a manuscript from 1190. We also have field notebooks from botanists who went to uncharted regions in search of rare and new species. It's the largest and most active botanical and horticultural library in the world. While scientists from across the globe come to do research here, the library is open to everyone. It's a great place to learn more about what you see here at the garden. The library's art gallery hosts several exhibitions each year, which explore the deep connections between gardening and the humanities. You can also science exhibitions in this building to learn more about the work of our cutting-edge researchers.
the library book. It is open Tuesday to Friday, 10 to 4 if you need access to it. The library is open 10 to 4 Tuesday to Friday.
Friday 10 to 4. Right, so next day off, we come just to this library. Okay.
Library.
World's largest library.
The main road, take a minute to appreciate the tulip tree alley.
Allée is French for a tree-lined walk.
These are tulip trees, named for the green and yellow springtime flowers that resemble tulips. This memorable planting was named a New York City landmark in 2009, along with the library building and fountain of life. According to garden lore, the tulip trees planted here came from a single mother tree, which is the largest tree in the alley, and is just one of the thousands of trees across the landscape that are older than the garden itself.
The rest of the tulip trees were planted in 1905 under the direction of the garden's founding director, botanist and taxonomist Nathaniel Lord Britton.
Britton and his wife, Elizabeth Knight Britton, herself a distinguished botanist, were leaders of the movement to create a grand botanical garden in New York City in the late 19th century. While on their honeymoon in London in 1888, they visited the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew. What they saw inspired them to lobby elected officials and civic leaders to create a public garden dedicated to science, education, and horticulture in New York.
The Britons were successful, and in 1891, the New York State Legislature incorporated the New York Botanical Garden. Soon after, the couple selected this site, which featured a 50-acre old-growth forest surrounded by fields and pastures. In 1895, landscape architect Calvert Fox, co-designer of Manhattan Central Park, created a master plan for the garden to allow for the planting of beautiful and diverse collections, while preserving the natural beauty of the landscape.
More than 125 years after its founding, the garden staff remain dedicated to preserving the natural and horticultural beauty of the landscape. They care for thousands of mature trees, plant hundreds of thousands of bulbs, annuals, and perennials, mow 75 acres of turf, and clip a mile of hedges to maintain this green oasis.
The garden is also a center for research and home to scientists and graduate students who are working to understand plant diversity and save the plants of the world. As they travel the globe, they might be collaborating with local partners in Brazil to preserve the rainforest, or recording the medicinal uses of plants in the South Pacific. Closer to home, they document native plant species in the Hudson Valley and Central Park. NYBG scientists have written hundreds of books, from field references to a handbook of poisonous plants used in hospital emergency rooms.
Many of our scientists work in the garden's Pfizer Plant Research Laboratory and the William and Linda Steer Herbarium. The Steer Herbarium is the second largest herbarium in the world. It houses approximately Type A. This area is called Twin Lakes. A century ago, people used to flock here to swim in summer and ice skate in winter. Today, birds flock here, especially water birds and seasonally migrating species. On Saturday mornings, you can join free bird watching tours. Garden visitors have spotted more than 200 species.
We're about to cross the Bronx River, originating in Westchester County and extending 23 miles to the East River. It is the city's only freshwater river. Once lined with factories and mills, it became very polluted. Now, thanks to the efforts of conservation organizations, the river is cleaner than it has been in centuries, and is once again home to a wonderful array of wildlife, from beavers to American eels.
Just downstream from here, the Bronx River cuts a dramatic gorge through the 50-acre Thane family forest, the largest surviving stand of uncut first-growth forest in New York City. Since its founding, the garden has preserved the forest in its natural state. But over the centuries, it has suffered from the impacts of human activity and invasive non-native species. To ensure the forest remains healthy, the garden has implemented a program of ecological restoration.
We're approaching our next stop, in the Magnolia Collection. This is one of the oldest plant collections in the garden. The first trees were planted here in the early 1900s. When they flower in early spring, the magnolias create an unforgettable spectacle. Magnolia Collection is just one of many tree collections in the garden. More than 30,000 trees, ranging from centuries-old titans to newly planted saplings, grow across the landscape. we're now passing through the oak collection, which includes oaks from Europe, Asia, and North America. Oaks are among the most economically and ecologically important trees in the world. The wood is used to build fine furniture and wine casks. Deer, chipmunks, rabbits, squirrels, and many other mammals feast on the acorns. The leaves are an important source of food for the caterpillars and other insects that in turn are consumed by the many birds found in the garden.
The living plant collections serve the garden's mission as a museum of plants. Scientists and students use these collections to learn about the diversity and adaptability of the plant kingdom. Gardeners can visit throughout the year and observe how different species and cultivated varieties change with the seasons. Our curators constantly evaluate the collections and search out interesting new varieties to add.
We are just about to pass the green zone at the top of the hill on side A. That's the home of the Green Materials Recycling Center, funded by generous public and private donors. It's where we compost all the leaves, grass clippings, and spent
Wow,
flowers,
Manha, look,
other
greenhouse.
materials generated as we care for the
Look
garden.
the greenhouse.
We use the compost we create to improve our soil and
Compost
feed our
and
plants,
everything.
which helps to reduce the amount of chemical fertilizers needed to help
Wow,
our plants
Manha,
thrive.
look.
On the same hill on side A is the East Gate. This area, which is made accessible by the Ann Hubbard Bridge, was completely redesigned in 2017. It now provides improved daytime access to the garden for our neighbors and visitors who arrive there by subway.
We're coming up to our next stop, the Edible Academy. This unique place was completed in 2018 and brings together the Ruth Ray Howell Family Garden, which has been located on this site for more than 30 years, with new year-round facilities that offer life-changing programs for local children and their families.
This is the Edible Academy. It opens up
This
at 1
is stuff for the Edible Academy.
The entrance is down there.
This is a program for the kids like in the age, you know, the seafoods and vegetables. They open at 1:30.